Hello, everyone. Thank you for having me. I'm not a good speaker as Ellie, so because that I became artist, I guess. But I really appreciate the chance you all gave me as an artist to come here and present my work and share my experience with you all and with wonderful people here, other art followers who came to my show. It was overwhelming, beautiful moments I had. So because I'm not a good speaker, I jumped in my work, showing my work. The reason I started working with sugar as a material when I was doing actually MFA in California. I, for some reason, we thought my husband would get a job in California. And so I applied for school over there. I got it accepted in Cal State Chico. And I was there for a year. And one of the material I started working with was sugar, because it's sweet. And I was told I should... Here. Okay. So I started casting sugar, blowing sugar, making sugar is very ephemeral art. So, like with this piece, I casted my own hands. I gave it a time. After a while, the hands were started melting down, and the bowl of water fell down and broke. I was doing MFA for 2 semesters. That I really miss my husband because he got a job in New York, and he couldn't join me in California. And I was alone back there, and I remember it was a time, I remember about a beautiful object I saw first in back in Iran in Glass Museum, which, as you see, they have a very beautiful round body with narrow, long neck with these beautiful curves. And the top of the vessels look like eyes exactly. And I learned back then that these are the tears container. So when let's say a husband were on a war or a trip back in, it's very long, like hundreds, thousand years of stories though, back in ancient Persia, and also it's been practiced in Rome and in Western culture as well. So the wife would collect the tears in this container and would show the husband upon his arrival how much she misses him. To me, when I was in California, it was era of tears container. So I made my own tears container, but this time I made it with sugar. To me, because the love is both about all the pleasing moments and also sometimes the pain that accompany this, those pleasures. I casted my own tears container, and one of the so the thing is, this is like this big. I'm not moving this away from. And I'm showing a video, the first version I made of this tears container. I call this amorphousness of love, and here I guess, yep. I continued working after I was, let me make this clear first. I quit the school after I started working with sugar tears. Very first experiences. I quit California and my MFA at California and moved to New York. I thought, okay, study's always there, but I should keep my husband. So I moved to New York and I applied for school. Again, I got accepted to study at MFA at NYU. And I continued working with sugar, and this is the piece I made and I showed in New York. I really cried and collect my tears and pour it in this container on top. It was embarrassing doing that, but so every day the show was up for 2 weeks, and every day I had to replace because by the end of the day all the container were gone. So I have to replace every day. The interesting thing, every single piece, you see, every single piece had their own cycle of life. It depends on the temperature. It depends on how many people get to the gallery, how many people actually stayed with the art, get close to it, or breathe, or body temperature. Everything influenced the pieces. Then I still continue working with the tears container, and the next piece I made was I watched a movie done by Bahman Qobadi, a very good director, Iranian director, which talked about with his movie. He showed how kids and youth get affected by war, and what happened to them when they stuck in the war situation that they were not supposed to be, and what horrible things can happen to them. Anyway, it was very touching, very sad movie. And I took 50 seconds of the movie and I slowed it down, which to me was very moving moments. And I slowed it down to 2 minutes. I projected on the tears container. And oh God. Because I'm Windows user. Okay, here. And I projected. This is a similar piece I made here in Phoenix too. So I projected the video, the slowed down footage, through the glass. And when it's reflected on the wall, it gets very abstracted. The music is the movie was happening in Kurdish side of Iraq during U.S. Iraq war, and the music is a Kurdish lullaby, which, as Eli mentioned, is done by a very famous artist, a musician in Iran, and the singer is actually my cousin. So basically in this piece the viewer won't see what is happening because the images get so abstracted when getting through the reflecting through the tears casted sugar casted tears container. To me, it's a kind of is like she is holding the story inside herself. And with the show we had on Friday, I had also dripping water, so the container, while holding this story and not revealing it, it started melting. And as the show goes further, it melts more and more. So this image start revealing itself a little by little. So by the end of the show, when almost the container was gone, the image was clear up there. I guess that's it. Thank you very much.